Okay, so today I'm doing my weekly vlog. Well, it's more like a 2-week weekly vlog catch-up, if that makes sense. 2 weeks worth. You know, double the bang for your buck, so to speak. Because I have not done a weekly vlog since the 28th of January. So, well, that was, my last one covered the 22nd to the 28th of January. So this is covering from the 29th of January to the end of January, and then through to and including the 11th of February. I hope that you all are doing well and enjoying your reading and all that. I have gone through, some interesting times, I have to say. We're going to get into the life update first off, and then I will, like last vlog, I will catch you up on TV, and then we'll do reading at the end. So first off to a pretty big life update for me, which kind of coincided with the no weekly vlog last week. On the 31st of January, the very last day of the month, the company that I work for, we're all kind of called into different meetings, and basically we were told that, most of us are going to be moving on to do something else, because the big head honchos were doing what they call cullings. They were, going to drastically cut down the number of, employees that they had. So this was a very stressful time for Mr. Francy because, I don't know anyone who absolutely loves their job, but I appreciate my job. So, to know that, I would have to move on and either potentially be unemployed or to be placed somewhere completely different and have to start again from scratch was, definitely affecting me in a very big way. We were told that 7 people would remain and 2 team leaders. So 7 standard workers and 2 team leaders would remain in what we were doing, and everyone else would be sent somewhere else, basically. And so, really wasn't happy about this, and as you can imagine, no one at the company was happy about it. We all had some discussions and so on and so forth, and I spent a lot of the time stressing out. We found out that the last day to work at the company would be on the 9th of February. So very, very, very stressful. Coming into Monday of this past week, Monday the 5th, I still didn't know where I was going, what was going on. No one did. And so, we all kind of went into work on Monday the 5th of February thinking, what's going to happen? When are they going to tell us? All that sort of stuff. And then I found out on the 6th of February after going through quite a lot. So we had the meeting on the 31st of January. So basically it took a week to find out what was going on. And there was an incredibly stressful week for me. And then I found out on the 6th of February that somehow the stars aligned for Mr. Francy, and I became one of the lucky 7 who got to remain in the company. So I was not expecting this at all. I was stressing out, absolutely I was, but at the same time I was fully, wholly and completely prepared to be moved somewhere else, even though I would be doing that kicking and screaming. I just thought, there's only 7 spots available to remain in the company, so, I won't be chosen. The odds are so slim that will happen for me that I just counted that out as a possibility. So we were asked to, we had to fill out this kind of survey thing that had us prioritizing different things, and you had to prioritize 1 to 5 of these different things. One of them being you wanted to stay in the company, another one being you'd like to seek your own employment elsewhere. So you didn't want assistance from them. You were happy to just terminate the contract and go seek employment elsewhere. And then, there were 3 other options as well. So I put as option 1 one, that I'd like to remain at the company because I would love to, but figured the chances would be slim. And then I was told, guess what, Mr. Francy, you're staying. So I went through so much stress and, forgive me for using the H word, but so much hell during that week, because, it was not a good time for Mr. Francy, and bless anyone who came into contact with me during that week, because I was on a very short fuse, only to find out that I'm staying at the company anyway. So I go, tomorrow is that first day of the change, the 12th of February, Monday the 12th of February is the first day of that change, where everyone who wasn't a part of those 7 agents will have been gone, and it will just be me and the other 6 and the 2 team leaders. And I don't know who is staying at this stage. So I will find that out tomorrow when I rock up to work and see who's there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things are moving forward. But, that kind of takes care of how things have been for me since finding out on the 31st and, then going through this week. And, a dear friend of mine, unfortunately, was in a different situation to me. She's now been placed somewhere else. So that was tough, having to say goodbye to her. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what does happen moving forward. But obviously, it's been a very tough 2 weeks for Mr. Francy, but hopefully things will start settling down as of tomorrow. As for other life update stuff, there's really not a lot to talk about as a generalization. It has been incredibly hot these days. Most of, you who consume my content are on the other side of the world. So you're experiencing cold temperatures, but it's summer right now in Australia, and it is very, very I won't say words that I'd like to say because YouTube don't want me to use them, so I won't. But I'm sure you can imagine, there are several words I would like to say. But, it's been way too hot. And I've had to turn off my fan and my aircon to record this, reading vlog and this weekly vlog, I should say. So I'm looking forward to turning it back on once this, weekly vlog, is over. But, otherwise, that's basically been the life update, just dealing with the stress of, Miss Francy, get ready to pack up all your stuff and go off to a completely different job and start again. And I definitely did not want to do that, only to find out after, going through a ton of processing with that I'm remaining in the company anyway. So just quickly, so you all know, when I found out that I was remaining in the company, I asked for 5 minutes of, could I have 5 minutes of personal time? And it was granted to me, and I broke down in tears, like happy tears, tears of relief, like, oh my goodness, after everything I've gone through with all this stress, I'm staying. This is the best thing that could happen for me. So I need to get that out of me so that I could be in the best position I could be to get back to my job. I need to get all that, stuff out of me. But so very, very happy that I'm obviously staying there, and hopefully, I'll be able to just move forward and things will get back to normal as of tomorrow. Alright, so that's basically the life update. Let's talk TV. There are 3 shows that I am watching at the moment that are week-to-week shows, in that while I'm streaming them, these are episodes of shows that are coming out currently, so I need to wait week by week to watch them. So the first one we'll talk about is The Traders USA Season 2. I am completely up to date with this season and cannot wait for the next episode. I felt like in the last episode we were very much cheated. And if you saw the most recent episode, you will know why we were cheated in that one. But in the episode before, the faithful finally banished a traitor, so that was fantastic for them, not for me, because I liked this this character in this show. So yeah, that was tough for me. But my favorite character in the show, who is Parvati Shallow, love her. She is still there, and so I'm very happy about that. But I don't know how much longer she's going to be there, because I have the feeling she'll probably be going next week, and so I hope that doesn't happen. But we will see how things go, but very big things happening at the moment with the Traders. Very much enjoying this series, and I'm incredibly thankful for it, because it is just so entertaining. If you are someone who loves game shows that are 100% about strategy, you will love the Traders, and I highly, highly recommend it. The production quality and the way they edit the show as well is done so fantastically well. It is so entertaining. But anyway, so I can't wait for the next episode. We'll see how things go. I then was watching Rob Has a Podcast. Rob, I hope I don't say his name correctly, but is it Sesternino, who was on Survivor something? Was he on Survivor Amazon? Survivor something, very, very early on. And then he, ended up taking that 15 minutes of fame and creating a podcast where he talks about reality shows, all different types of reality shows. And so I like watching Rob Has a Podcast talking about the episode of Traders. And stuff like that. I love any sort of an after party with game shows. I used to watch, what was it called? Buzz TV or something. Anyway, so now Rob has a podcast works for me. I am also watching the current episode of US RuPaul's Drag Race USA, the standard one. I think it's season 16 or something, but don't quote me. The current one, the 2024 season. And I am overall enjoying the season so far. Start off really well with this whole rate a queen thing, which I did enjoy. They stopped that after the first 2 weeks, which I didn't like, but the queens are incredibly entertaining, and I am enjoying my time with the season at the moment. I am probably going for the least popular queen this season, which is Plain Jane. A lot of people don't like Plain Jane, and I'm not normally someone who supports those who bring about a ton of drama, but I just find Plain Jane to be very, very entertaining, so I'm very much enjoying that season at the moment, and we will see how things go. I definitely have to say that in the latest episode, the queen that was eliminated deserved to be so. She was outshone in that lip sync for your life by the other queen. So definitely was deserving of being the one to sashay away. And then I found out, as I was about to watch the latest episode of the current season of RuPaul's Drag Race USA, that there is a new Drag Race season starting concurrently with RuPaul's Drag Race USA, which is RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the world. Episode 1 premiered at pretty much the same time for me anyway. So I went, okay, yep, let's start watching this. And so far really enjoying that. I have to say I was thrilled when I found out Gothy Kendall is in this season. I think it's fantastic. I cannot wait to see what Gothy comes up with, given that Gothy was eliminated in the very first episode last time she was there. So, and she has grown a lot since she left Drag Race UK in that season. So good to have Gothy back. I love seeing the international queens in any of the Drag Race versus the World franchises. So it's great that we have Le Grand Dame from France, and then we have another Dutch queen, which I'm very happy about. My mother is from Holland, from the Netherlands, so the fact that we have a Dutch queen makes me incredibly happy. And we have someone from the Philippines, and we have someone from Spain as well. Yeah, so really, really, really enjoying that as well. And so those are my 3 shows that I'm watching at the moment that, you need to wait each week for the next episode to come out. The current show that I am binging that's already done and has been done for quite some time is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I believe I am up to episode 4. I will just double check that. Just a moment. Yes, I'm up to season 4, episode 11. So, for those of you who have seen Sabrina, in season 3, Sabrina solved the family secret. And so now, we're going through these really big changes because Sabrina has a job in this season. She's working at a coffee shop. She is mentoring a girl by the name of Dreamer. So things are and she has a crush on the guy that's her employer, Josh, even though this whole time Sabrina's crush has been Harvey. But anyway, so things are very different in season 4, but I've been enjoying my time up to this point watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's been good having some good laughs here and there watching the show. And that's where things kind of stand with TV. But let's move on to reading, because I have read 3 books in these last 2 weeks. The reason for that is because the first book I read was very, very long. So the first book I read in the past 2 weeks was this book, which is The Reckoning by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. This is book number 3 in the Zodiac Academy series, and the paperback for this one was 635 pages long, and it's a very tall book too, so it took a very, very long time for me to get through. It is officially marketed as a new adult fantasy romance, but I market it as an adult fantasy romance because I don't like the genre of new adult. So I market it as an adult fantasy romance. I love this series so much. It is, for me, the adult version of Harry Potter. If you want something after Harry Potter that's much more adult, and when I say adult, I mean adult. There are spicy scenes. You have been warned. I mean adult. Then I would highly recommend the Zodiac Academy series. So the premise of this particular one, book 3, is the week of the reckoning has begun, and senior students have been tasked with making the freshmen' lives pure hell as they prepare to take their fateful assessment. With the lunar eclipse on the horizon, Tori and Darcy have more to worry about than just passing their exams. A dark plot is unfolding, and the shadows are drawing closer. So to my thoughts, it was a fantastic book, as all the others have been so far, but what makes this better was the reckoning itself. I feel like we've been building towards this moment of the reckoning all series, so I am intrigued to see where things are going to go to from here. I love that Tori and Darcy's forms were finally revealed. I won't say what they are in case it's a spoiler, but they were finally revealed, and that made me very happy. And I really enjoyed all the tests that Tori and Darcy needed to do. I have loved the airs since reading As Told by the Boys, and still do. I really love this series and can't wait to keep reading it. I gave this particular book an overwhelming 5 stars, and so that is book number 3 in the Zodiac Academy series. There are 9 books that I need to get through, 10 if you include the 0.5 novella that I read last month, but 9 standard books. So now I've read 3, and I have 6 books to go to be caught completely up to date. But 5 stars for The Reckoning. I have just loved every single book I've read so far for Zodiac Academy, and highly recommend it if you can deal with the spicy scenes. The next book that I picked up actually helped me to close out a series, and that was this book, The King's Men by Nora Sakovic. This is book number 3, the final book in the All for the Game trilogy. This series as a whole is marketed as a young adult LGBTIQ+ series, and I have gone on record as saying that I don't agree with the first 2 books, that it was an LGBTIQ+, that they were LGBTIQ+ books. However, book 3 was. So, a big celebration and shout out to Nora Sakovic for book number 3. It definitely was LGBTIQ+, because our protagonist, Neil, ends up in a, well, I don't think he technically calls it a relationship, but it might as well have been a relationship with another guy. So, yes, there were LGBTIQ+ themes in this book, and Nora Sakovic, well done! I don't know how you can call a series as a whole an LGBTIQ+ series when 2 of the 3 books don't have LGBTIQ+ themes, but book number 3 most certainly did. So the premise of book number 3 is Neil Jostin is out of time. time. He knew when he came to PSU, he wouldn't survive the year, but with his death right around the corner, he's got more reasons than ever to live. Befriending the foxes was inadvisable. Kissing one is unthinkable. Neil should know better than to get involved with anyone this close to the end, but Andrew's never been the easiest person to walk away from. If they both say it doesn't mean anything, maybe Neil won't regret losing it, but the one person Neil can't lie to is himself. And so to my thoughts, I really enjoyed this one a lot. It's definitely the best book in the entire series and 100% warrants the LGBTIQ+ genre. I loved all the moments with Neil and Andrew and enjoyed all the exy matches also. I love this team so much and overall really enjoyed my time with the series. I'm saddened that it's come to an end, but incredibly thankful to read it. And I gave book number 3, The King's Men, an overwhelming 5 stars. And the final book that I read this week was a book that opened up a new series for me. So after just closing a series, I'm now opening up a new series. And that was this book, which is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. This is book number 1 in the Love and Gelato trilogy series. It is a YA romance contemporary, and I gave this particular book also an overwhelming 5 stars. Can you believe it? The first 3 books that I read in February were all 5-star reads! Yay! It's been a while since I've read 3 5-star books in a row, let alone started a month with 3 5-star books in a row. So, yay! So happy for that. But let's focus on this trilogy. The first thing that I noticed with this trilogy, even though I've only read book 1, I looked ahead at the characters for book 2 and book 3, and they are completely separate characters to what we had in book 1. So I feel that has the ability to greatly annoy me, because when I read a series, I want the series to continue on. I want to be following the same characters. I want the plot to progress as we continue on throughout a series. In this case, it looks like we have 3 separate stories that have just been bound together as a series. I don't know what ties them together, and I will let you know when I get to them. But as for this first book in the series, I absolutely loved it. So it is called Love and Gelato. And the premise of this book is that Lena is spending the summer in Tuscany, but she isn't in the mood for Italy's famous sunshine and fairy tale landscape. She's only there because it was her mother's dying wish that she got to know her father. But what kind of father isn't around for 16 years? All Lena wants to do is get back home, but then Lena is given a journal that her mum had kept when she lived in Italy. Suddenly, Lena's uncovering a magical world of secret romances, art, and hidden bakeries, a world that inspires Lena, along with the ever-so-charming Ren, to follow in her mother's footsteps and unearth a secret that has been kept for far too long. It's a secret that will change everything Lena knew about her mother, her father, and even herself. And to my thoughts, this was a really beautiful story. I loved that it was set in Italy and that we got to experience the Italian culture. I loved Lena as a character and really enjoyed Lena's reading the journal and finding out more about her mother. Ren was a great character too. All in all, it was a really beautiful contemporary romance. And as I said, I gave this book 5 stars. So let's take a look and see what I plan to read for the upcoming week. I have 2 books that I plan to read by the time we get to this time at the end of next week. So the first of those 2 books is this one, A Brew to Kill by Cleo Coyle. This is book number something 11 in the Coffee House Mystery Series. I have had an up and down time with the Coffee House Mystery Series. Books 10 and 9 both received a very average 3-star rating from me, so I'm hoping that Cleo Coyle bounces back with A Brew to Kill. After A Brew to Kill, I am reading the second last book that I need to read in order to catch up with the series I have absolutely loved since I began reading it nearly 2 years ago now, and that is this book, Death of an Ice Cream Scooper by Lee and Hollis. This is book number 15 in the Hayley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery Series. There are currently 16 books in the Hayley Powell Food and Cocktail Mystery Series that have been released. So I am very, very much eagerly anticipating Death of an Ice Cream Scooper, but I know I'm going to be sad when I'm finished with this book, because then I'll only have one book left, and then I need to wait for the next one to come out, because this Hayley Powell series, arguably my favorite cozy mystery series that I've ever read. I'm so invested in the characters. I love how extremely cozy the world is. So we'll see how we go. Those are the two books I plan to read between now and the end of now and next time when we chat. So I'll be able to tell you more about them then. But I hope that you've had an amazing last couple of weeks. I know I haven't posted a lot of content in February so far. Please forgive me for that. As I explained in the life update, there was a lot going on for me because of what was happening with work and everything like that. So, we'll see how things go. I definitely will bring you all another weekly vlog, when we get to the end of this current week, but I don't promise to put out any other content as yet. I just need to kind of see how things are with the whole work situation from tomorrow onwards and kind of feel that out. But I hope you've been having an amazing time reading. Let me know if you're enjoying what you're reading in the comments section below. And until next time, I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone.